Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is the Asus ZenBook UX31, which is an Ultrabook. It's one of the first Ultrabooks that was released in 2011, and as part of the push here at CES 2012 to push the Ultrabook platform, during the Intel press conference, Intel gave away 50 of these, or rather Intel and Asus gave away 50 of these to attendees at the press conference on Monday morning. I happen to be sitting in a seat that had one of these taped underneath, and so I've been using it as the main workhorse over the course of the Consumer Electronics Show as a laptop for publishing posts, editing videos, and doing a lot of work. And overall, it's a pretty impressive machine. I mean, as you can see, it's extraordinarily thin. But it's a fully functional computer that also happens to boot very quickly and resume from sleep very quickly. And that's partly because it has a fast Intel Core i5 processor, it has a fast solid-state disk on the inside. So in terms of performance, it's really quite a workhorse, and it's at least 3 times, if not more, faster than the laptop I had brought with me for compressing video. So, for instance, when the internet connection is not perfect around here, I don't want to be uploading 1 gigabyte videos to YouTube, so instead I transcode them to a lower resolution and upload them. And this does it just using Handbrake, the same tool that I was using, at least 3 times faster. And I understand that if you find video transcoding tools that really take advantage of some of the features in the Intel Sandy Bridge processor, it can go even faster than that. So I've been pretty happy with the performance. It's probably one of the fastest laptops I've ever used. But here's what I sort of want to get at. It's a great laptop. It's thin, it's light, it's got a 13-inch display. This particular model has a 1600 by 900 pixel display, which is wider resolution, or higher resolution than most of the Ultrabooks that we've seen so far. The keyboard is nice and wide. It's not my favorite keyboard. It's taken a little while to get used to, and I don't love integrated buttons on the touchpad, but overall it's a great laptop that costs $1,200. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge that Ultrabooks face right now, is that they've got these relatively high price tags. If you were to try to sell me something like this for $600 to $800, and I looked at other laptops that were heavier for the same price, but maybe faster, or I looked at other laptops that were thinner and lighter, but not as powerful, then it would be a no-brainer. This would totally be the sort of laptop that I would recommend, would be something along the lines of an Ultrabook. But what's really happened over the last couple of years, I think, starting with netbooks and then moving into tablets, is that the idea of what a notebook or a computer or a mobile computer should be worth has really changed. A couple of years ago, it wasn't unusual to spend $1,500 to $2,000 to get the thinnest, the lightest, the fastest. Netbooks really changed all that when they launched at about $400, and the prices really dropped after that. I mean, initially it wasn't unusual to find a $500 or $600 netbook when they had the 10-inch screen and the Intel Atom processors, when those were brand new, but very quickly the prices fell, and along with them fell the prices of all laptops. And I think that Ultrabooks do a couple of things. On the one hand, Intel and its partners are really talking about the high performance, the lightweight, the portability, that you can have it all. This is not a secondary laptop in any way. It's really a primary machine, unlike a netbook or unlike most tablets. And that's what they want you to take away from it. But I think another reason that there's a major push for Ultrabooks right now is that there are very low profit margins on those lower cost devices. And they want to remind people that when you pay a premium price, you get a premium product. Now again, they're not necessarily even being positioned as premium products. Intel is trying to get that target market around $1,000, but $1,000 really does sort of seem premium these days when you can find so many great laptops for the $500–600 range, or netbooks for as little as $300. They're not as fast, they don't offer the performance, they don't offer everything you get with an Ultrabook. You might not get the solid-state disk, for instance. But I think a lot of consumers are going to have to ask themselves whether the incremental differences are enough to justify that premium price, and in this economy I think it's a tough sell. Now Intel is saying that the prices are going to come down. We've already seen Toshiba, for instance, has Ultrabooks as low as $800, or sometimes even on sale as low as $700, and so I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. But as that happens, same thing might happen as we saw with netbooks and tablets, which is that as the prices go downward, I think we might see the manufacturers a little bit less interested. So, people are still buying netbooks, maybe not in the numbers they used to be. People are still buying tablets, primarily the iPad, but the Android tablets are picking up a little bit of steam. Windows 8 tablets are on the horizon. But this year, during the Consumer Electronics Show, the Ultrabook is sort of the thing that Intel and Asus and Lenovo and HP and Dell and pretty much everybody, Acer, is pushing. And I think it's a tough sell based primarily on the price. Excellent laptops, kind of expensive. The sort of thing that at Liliputing, where we really focused on affordable mobile computing, we haven't spent a lot of time looking at, but because the Ultrabook category is sort of the next big thing, at least according to producers, I think it definitely warrants a look. I'm going to be really curious to see how consumers react to this category over the coming year. We've seen a lot of other things introduced at CES, like 3D TVs or 3D tablets even. I guess 3D is sort of the example that's popping to mind right now, that the consumer electronics industry thinks is the next big thing, but hasn't necessarily taken off with consumers yet. Sometimes these things just take a while. HD TVs were shown for quite a while before they really came down in price enough to be affordable and popular with consumers, and maybe the same thing will happen with Ultrabooks. Maybe it'll happen faster. So, again, this is Brad Linder. Just wanted to do a quick sort of editorial piece here on the Ultrabook phenomenon at CES 2012, and give you a quick look at the Asus ZenBook UX31. I'll have more details on this particular laptop coming up soon, probably a complete review at liliputing.com and some more videos. It's a really interesting machine, and like I said, it's probably one of the fastest computers I've ever used, but that's because I've tended to focus on budget computers over the last couple of years. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing.